Hi everybody, this is Tasha from Graveyard Girl page. I'm out today at Riverside Cemetery in Aberdeen, South Dakota, and I'm going to be picking up the flowers that I placed on the graves. And so I got a little map here, and I'll pick up any trash I find, which there really isn't a whole lot, but if I do come across some, that's the plan for today. And we'll come along on this little trip. Here I am, and we'll get started. So right over here we have, sorry it's probably windy, but I do have that microphone on. We'll see how it goes. We have a little Carlisle Paul. His grave is looking really good. So yeah, bear with me because I don't really know what I'm doing here. I was gonna try to wipe off the flowers as I go, and I feel like I lost that piece of cloth I was gonna use. Hold. Here it is. Okay. Got it. And on to the next one. So there's Carlisle Paul, looking good. And then we're gonna go up this way. There's not many up this way that I've done here, so. Up next we have Waddy Williams. Little gravestone over here with pink flowers. Sorry for all the rattling around. I'm trying to get situated here. Her stone wasn't terribly dirty, but I wanted to clean it and it's still looking good. And then up this way, maybe a little bit before I get to the next one here. There's one of the entrances to the old section that I'm always at here. Block 1 and 2. I just passed 2. This is 1. And some of the oldest burials or reburials are around here. The first official burial is over along the bushes there. So, next I tidied up and cleaned this grave for Clarence Pine. He was the son of a doctor, and then his mom is Irene Duncan Pine, wife of Dr. O.S. Pine. His grave was also not very dirty, a little smiley. But I've always been kind of interested in these two. Irene is reported as one of the first burials here as well. So, and then behind, I guess I did this Benjamin Mertz. His stone was actually more dirty. Here rests in God. I feel like I couldn't read that the first time. Looking good. Some of these I will have just been laid out for a couple days, but that's okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out the closest way to get, I guess, back up here. I scrubbed off just kind of lightly on this stone. The back was really fragile, but it was already also very clean. Somebody else had used some D2 likely on that recently here. Dorothea Nelson. What's cool about her is she already does have another stone which memorializes her. There on the bottom, you'll see that. The whole family has another stone there. So that's kind of cool. Okay. I haven't checked my map, but I think I'm pretty good here. I have a couple over here. I mean, maybe I should go clear over to this one. Here's another one of the entrances to the south side. Some of the older graves there. There was one that I found and cleaned the other day over here of a little lamb. Sometimes I forget the names, but I want to say it starts with an M. No, yeah, Maynard Mabel, maybe? I'm just going to kind of cut through. She's one way back off. Okay, Mary Maynard, sorry. My bad. This one I feel looks really nice. And now we'll head back from the direction in which we just came. It's a nice, hot, yet cloudy day out, so it's tolerable. I really wanted to be outside, so here I go. Anyways, then we'll be walking down this path. And there's a little lamb over here that I cleaned. Okay, so that's probably from one of my bouquets. Yeah, probably from this one. But anyway, I got it now. So Elena Hempstead, her looks really good, despite the fact that her stone is really deteriorated in the first place. And in these instances, I am very gentle, or sometimes just using the D2, but looks really white. The inscription on the bottom is still pretty hard to read, but the fairest flower, family, something, you soon in and dies, bloom above in of paradise. Still can't really read it. Sometimes it's easier to read on the video for whatever reason, or photo. I should check my map because I'm going to be really kind of mad if I forget a few here. So, okay. Got all of the ones so far. And then the next one I actually didn't clean. I just placed flowers because his was so immaculately clean from somebody else taking care of it prior to me. And that is this one over here. Donald Kyle I did over there. And we'll see that in a little bit here, but his stone matches this one for Frank Wells, son of Mr. and Mrs. Frank Wells. I always say that, but his name is Irwin. Our darling baby Irwin, infant son of Mr. and Mrs. Frank Wells. So like I said, I just kind of placed flowers on him. His stone looks really nice. And then maybe we could go to the ones that I just did the other day. But there's plenty of opportunity for more children's graves and others that need to be cleaned around here. Oh. And so this one has a lamb on it. I did this just the other day. Infant son of JC and JL Jensen. Harry Jensen was his name. I don't see that anywhere on the stone here. But from Find a Grave in the records, you can see that. And then this one next door. So it was actually crooked on the concrete base there. And when I started to dig that out, I noticed that. So I pushed it to be straight on the space here. And it's for, it says Lorna Kelly on the records, but I don't know, ICLOMAM, Loma M. So I don't know if that's a stone error or a discrepancy, a record error, who knows. It could be either or something else, I don't know. But yeah, that's a lamb as well. Some of this will become more clean with time with the D2 and see how I kind of thought this needed to be dug out once I realized that the stone was really crooked on the base. I filled it back in with sod, so let's see. Then we'll go to Donald Kyle over there. This is that one that matched the one for Irwin Wells. It wasn't looking terribly dirty, but, and of course the birds love to land on them and add their droppings to the mess, but you can't really help that. I don't want to go too hard, but yeah, this one looks really nice. It was mostly that tree portion with the kind of lichen caked in there, but okay. Now I'm trying to decide. I have a couple over kind of there, and a couple over there. I suppose I'll go this way. Okay, so yeah, I did this one like yesterday, was it? Yeah, they'll be picking up the flowers soon, so I can reuse them, and it should help people out that work here not have to do so much work. Hopefully, anyway, but there we go for Mildred Stroop. Hers has that D2 biological solution blush, which is that kind of rusty color, which shows that it's actively working on cleaning the stone. And they will whiten up with time. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Now this video is going to be complete chaos, but here we go. And then over here, this is a really cool part of the cemetery, maybe, probably. I have Lauren Harris. The gravestones don't really look as spectacular, but they can certainly be caked with that lichen as well. Maybe it just doesn't show up as much, and it doesn't stain the stone as bad as when it's white. So those cleanups tend to be more impressive to watch with the D2, I should say. And then let's see. It's taking less time than I thought, but maybe I should still break it into a segment here. 2 segments, I don't know. And we'll just keep rolling with it. So here we have Gladys Dell. Hers is looking pretty good, but yeah, it's got some of that staining, and that was like a big old green lichen, so should work and clean up more with time. Okay. Now, over here, I cleaned the stone, but it already had flowers at it. So I will leave those and just show the stone quick. For Stella May Seguin. And then over here was one of the first ones that I took care of out here. And the one I'm most excited to see because it's a big, tall, white stone. It took a lot of scrubbing, but yeah, I didn't really have a lot of experience at the time either. But it does continue to brighten up day after day. Clara Elvina Overby. At first I couldn't read the bottom, seeing me in front of it. These flowers came from my daughter. She gave them to me to use on my cemetery excursions because she got it from school or somewhere. Okay, so over here we have one for Lillian Hassan. Oh, look, there's a lamb. Doesn't really need a lot of my care, but I hadn't seen that before. I just love this name, Gladstone. Excuse me. So there's Lily and Hassan. Okay, and then I'm gonna check my map, but I just have a couple over here. So let's go to, these are both doubles. George and Billy Moore, some young brothers. Ooh, there's a bouquet just in the middle of the road here. I feel like I normally wouldn't do this, but it literally is in the middle of the road, so it's coming into the collection. If anybody knows whose it is, they can sure have it back. This one looks really cool. It's a unique one. The lamb is really like articulate. And then over here I did twins, Genevieve and Jeanette Wall. I really hope the wind noise isn't too bad or that the microphone didn't die or something. Yeah, this one's brightening up. It didn't have a ton of staining, but I know like this part was more dirty. Then over here we have Harley Backus, who was the veteran that me and my kids took care of his stone on the first day. And I sprayed a little D2 on the other ones. So there you have that. His is looking really good, a lot whiter. This had tons of lichen deposits on there. Okay. Now I wonder if I should check my map. Okay, let's see here. I got these two. Okay. And honestly, I always